All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. With hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahushai is the name of His only begotten Son. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, according to the prophecies that are written in the Scriptures. I want to make it known that RFID microchip is the MOTB. The serpent juice is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahushai, whom the originally called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So, before I even bring out that video, I want to go for a precept, because these so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you have no idea that a war is being waged against you. And the thing is, when we go out there on the highways and byways, you're the first one to defend your enemy, you know. But irregardless, we're going to go out there and declare the truth before the face of our enemy, as written in Wisdom of Solomon 5 verse 1. So then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such that have afflicted him, and made no account of his labor. When they see, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. And that is a reason they are troubled, yo. Because they are being revealed now in the earth. And that's a prophecy foretold by the prophets. Did not the scripture say, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth? That's the prophets, yo, out there declaring the end of this age. So this is Psalms 140 verse 1. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischief in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. So, what they are, a thing take place upon the earth, will lock down the whole earth, you know. Everybody's supposed to know what was that event, you know, and what transpired due to that event, what was being pushed on the population of the earth, you know, under the guise of health and safety and protection. And a lot of people fall for that guise, you know. But more and more it's being revealed that these people know the effect of what they were doing, you know. So let's jump straight into it. Let's continue. This is verse 3. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Others poison is under their lips. Selah. Keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man, who have purpose to overthrow with their goings. The proud have hid a snare for me, and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me. Selah. And you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're what am I saying? You're unable to see the net that is being cast about you right now, yo. And the prophets, servants of Yahweh, they're out there warning you of the plans of your enemy, but you don't consider, yo. So I want you to listen to this clip. This is no medical information, but just take a prep and, you know, you will have a better understanding.
Out of a university in Switzerland, it showed that people who were given the vaccine were then screened for myocarditis. Following the vaccination, you do this by searching for what's called a troponin in the blood. When they did find it, they warned those people and they said, hey, you need to rest for the next couple of days because you have heart inflammation. If you don't, you can have a cardiac event. So let's say for the next week, you don't do exercise. When they did that, Everyone was fine. Nobody had a cardiac event. Nobody collapsed. Listen to Dr. John Campbell explain this. This was from when the study was published in 2023.
So what they did, if people had raised troponins at 3 days after the booster, they said, look, you've got raised troponins after 3 days, therefore let's get a repeat blood test. Therefore, let's get a 12-lead ECG or other cardiological investigations as the cardiologists deem fit. Take rest, do not exercise, because if you've got myocarditis and you just rest for a few days, good chance it'll just go away, get better. If you go running or training, there's a good chance, not a good chance, but there's a chance you can go into a ventricular fibrillation.
Alright, out here in Jamaica, the reason why me do this video, you know, yeah, they have a lot of strange death concerning young athletes, you know, mainly playing football out here in Jamaica. Just playing ball and just collapse, die. You know, young, healthy youth, you know. And the deaths, you couldn't find the cause, you know, but more and more, you get to see why a lot of people they are collapse. And the thing is, them know these things, yo, and them hide these things from the public.
Into a full cardiac arrest. So the fact that these people were warned is so important. Probably not happening where you are, certainly not happening where I am.
Okay, so in 2023, these scientists discovered this in Switzerland. Unfortunately, our own government knew that in 2021 and decided not to warn these people. So these people had a risk of myocarditis, they didn't screen for it, and they did not warn them. And then we saw evidence after evidence of young men collapsing on sports field. Now, the CDC, in fact, had drafted language in public warning the public about this. And here is the CDC official, Dr. Dimitri Descalaskis, saying, let's remove this. I don't think we need it. And in fact, he was the director at the time of the Division of HIV and AIDS Prevention. Why is he ringing in? Who the hell knows? And he's saying, no, I think that we should walk back this sentence, which we now know could have prevented attacks. The sentence was, and I'm sorry, it's a kind of a crap screenshot, but it's from the report, saying, due to concerns for sudden cardiac events while the heart recovers, consider restricting patients with myocarditis from rigorous activity like competitive sports for at least 3 months until cleared by a healthcare professional. How many of these people could have had this warning and they decided it was unnecessary? And then we saw when this protocol was instigated in Switzerland, it saved it saved people's lives. In fact, here's another draft of the Health Alert Network that again, the CDC thought they should send out, warning to get troponin tests. They never published it. Instead, they talked themselves out of it with emails like this, like, oh, we're here deciding about the pros and cons of whether we should issue this. And the cons are that we don't want to appear alarmist.
I mean, okay, so wait a minute. That to me could be the most damning part of all of this, which is, okay, you've already notified Pfizer and Moderna of the risks of this.
Yes.
We know this, right?
Yes.
So you've notified them about it. So then these people are presumably taking the shot. I mean, that's bad enough that you knew about it and you're still allowing them to take it. But then you also know that there's post-vaccine treatment, which can help if there is myocarditis. And you're also choosing then not to tell parents about this treatment option that can help them if they do get myocarditis?
They chose not to. They could.
Alright, the thing is no. Because while I was listening to the video, I don't know what the hell is this that they're speaking on. So here at JMS, we have been taught something, you know. Look up things. So if you can look at the screen, you know, what is myocarditis? Go into it. Weird. So it's a myocarditis is inflammation of the cardiac muscle. Myocarditis can progress to inflammatory cardiomyopathy when there is associated ventricular remodeling and cardiac dysfunction due to chronic inflammation. Symptoms can include shortness of breath, chest pain, decreased ability to exercise, and irregular heartbeat. The duration of problems can vary from hours to months. Complications may include heart failure due to dilated cardiomyopathy or cardiac arrest. I'm supposed to have an idea, but just for edification purpose, a cardiac arrest, also known as sudden cardiac arrest, is when the heart suddenly and unexpectedly stops beating, where we call heart attack. When the heart stops beating, blood cannot properly circulate around the body, and the blood flow to the brain and other organs is decreased. When the brain does not receive enough blood, this can cause a person to lose consciousness, and brain cells can start to die due to lack of oxygen. Coma and persistent vegetative state may result from cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is also identified by a lack of central pulses and abnormal or absent breathing. And I know by taking these, poison, it was a strong possibility that people that have this, and it more affect people, younger people, more active, but yet still them they are push it, and I telling them son if I go take twice, and the media make it look like people who refuse this, they're stupid, they're dumb, and they're stubborn, like people now have no brain cell, like like we in a vegetated state, I'm not gonna make much of even this video play. I just do want to show you something because you already know how this thing go already. These videos can play, but once we use these videos to outline or show certain things, them, with them. So I'm not even gonna make this video long. So this is Psalms 164 verse 1, and I read, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword, and bend their bows to shot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him, and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Say here, say, the various companies, they were warned of the various side effects. But did they told people out here in Jamaica? We weren't warned by the government where I force people to do these things. Verse 6. They search out iniquity, and this is iniquity, yo. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. And this is an example of the desires of the wicked, because these are for root out some money, yo. And some of the simple people, a time for them to go, yo. And that's just the reality, because the enemy is at war with you, and we out there telling them what's going on, and they refuse to believe. So hey, it is what it is, yo. We will continue to prophesy till the Lord said that's enough and remove us from off the streets. Until then, we're going to be out here crying aloud, sparing not, lifting up our voice like a trumpet and show you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. That's our responsibility. That's our duty. You know? So I hope this was edifying. This was a small showing of the wicked and their wicked deeds. So that I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Yahweh Kodesh, Shalom.